John sprinted through the foggy morning haze that shrouded Echo Lake, his breaths coming in sharp, rhythmic bursts. The air was thick with the promise of rain, and the distant rumble of thunder added an ominous undertone to his usually peaceful run. Suddenly, he heard a heart-wrenching cry pierce through the quiet. It was the sound of pure despair. His instincts kicking in, John veered off the trail and toward the source of the cry. As he rounded a bend, he came to an abrupt halt. There, near the water's edge, stood a young girl, her face contorted in terror, tears streaming down her cheeks. Her hands were clenched into tight fists, and she seemed to be frozen in place. John's heart pounded in his chest as he followed her gaze. What he saw next made his blood run cold. Just a few feet away, a small boat was capsizing, and a figure was thrashing desperately in the water, struggling to stay afloat. Without a second thought, John sprang into action. He shouted for help as he raced towards the lake, kicking off his shoes and diving into the icy water. The shock of the cold took his breath away, but he pushed through, driven by sheer determination. The girl on the shore screamed, "Please save him." Her voice was filled with a mix of hope and desperation. John swam with powerful strokes, each one bringing him closer to the floundering figure. As he reached the boat, he saw that it was a young boy, his eyes wide with fear, his hands grasping at the slippery surface of the boat. "Hold on. I've got you," John yelled, grabbing the boy's arm and pulling him towards safety. The boy's lips were blue and his body was limp from exhaustion, but he clung to John with all the strength he had left. With a final Herculean effort, John managed to drag the boy back to the shore. The girl rushed to their side, her tears flowing freely as she hugged her brother tightly. John lay on the ground, gasping for air, his body aching from the exertion. But as he looked at the relieved faces of the siblings, he knew it had all been worth it. "You're safe now," he said, his voice filled with reassurance. The sound of approaching sirens filled the air as the girl explained how her brother had fallen into the lake while they were playing. John wrapped the boy in his jacket, trying to warm him up as they waited for the paramedics to arrive. In the following days, John's heroic act became the talk of the town. He was hailed as a local hero, but for him, the true reward was knowing that he had saved a life. The bond he formed with the siblings was unbreakable, and they would always remember the day a jogger's quick action changed everything.